Welcome to Holistic Health Decisions, produced by Udefine Wellness. I'm Denise O'Malley and the founder of Udefine Wellness. Holistic Health Decisions is a webinar to bring together healthy living professionals of various modalities on a single subject of health. Our subject today is colds, the flu, and the coronavirus. Let me be clear that our purpose is not to provide medical advice, but rather to share how various modalities can help or support a person dealing with a health issue. It is your job as the participant to evaluate the information we discuss and determine if it is appropriate to you. And we encourage you to consult with your healthcare providers before changing or adding any thoughts we discuss. The irony of doing this today is that I have a cold. Excuse me. I myself have no medical training. I am a reformed insurance agent and one who has had to find my own path to healthy living. My role here is to be a conduit of information presenting to you people that I know. This is not a forum for bashing, complaining, shaming, politics, or negativity, and I will halt all discussion going that direction. Everyone does have a right to their opinion, but not the right to try to force others to their way of thinking or condemn others' beliefs. This platform is for ideas and expanding our minds to other paths and possibilities. This call is being recorded, and by participating, all agree to its publication on the Udefine Wellness YouTube channel and website without compensation. Now let's get in and talk about holistic health decisions, and welcome everyone for being on this call. I really appreciate you. I'm so excited about the diversity that we have on this call right now. So this is going to be really interesting. And what I'd like to do is start by learning more about who is on this call, sharing it with everyone out there. So if you would please take a moment, introduce yourself, say where you are from, and what it is that you do, because you're all healthy living professionals of various modalities. And I'm going to start with Mary Crawford.
Hi. Yes, I'm Mary Crawford, and my business is The Joy of Being Well. I've been doing this for about 20 years. I work with energy, emotional energy, vibration, and the vibration of the food that you eat and asking your body what it wants. So I kind of talk to bodies and help you know what it is that your body is looking for. So there's a whole bunch of other things that tie into that, but I'll just leave it at that for now.
Well, we'll come back to that. John, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is John Buckner. I'm from Parker, Colorado, and I must distribute natural vitamins products.
John, I need to ask you to move closer to your microphone, please.
Okay, is that better?
That's better. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just like to put out there that what I have, it's all natural, and it basically just builds your immune system to give your body the power to heal itself.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Dagmar, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Dagmar Oktapsova. I'm the spiritual healer, teacher, author, and speaker with Soul Matters. Always talking about the matters of the soul. And what I do is I teach and I facilitate quantum healing, which actually incidentally helps you rise above fear and above stress and above coronaviruses.
Awesome. Thank you. Tracy Frank, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. And I do a lot with essential.
So Tracy, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we missed the first part of your introduction. So would you mind starting again?
Yes. So Tracy Frank from Madison, Wisconsin. And I do work with essential oils and using them for both emotional support, immune support, just wellness in general. And I'm trained in a couple different therapies using oils.
Oh, fantastic. So we have two people on here who have products to help support the immune system. That'll be interesting for us to go into. And we have two people who are supporting from the more holistic angle. And so that's going to be interesting to go into as well. And I hope you guys have questions for each other. Please feel free to ask questions of each other as we go into this so that you can help get clarification for the viewer who will be watching this when it's on our YouTube channel and on our website as well. So, Mary, can I start with you? Let's divide this a little bit if we can. And the way that I see everything is that it's before and it's after. So, before someone gets sick, and I'm not limiting this to coronavirus. I mean, we've got gremlins out there. We always have gremlins out there. We have colds, we have the flu, and then we've got the new virus of the day that comes through. So, what types of things do you do to help support someone staying healthy?
Okay. That's a good question, and I like to keep it simple. To me, it's all about vibration. Every cell in your body is vibrating. You can read the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza. There's so many other Melissa Peer, I think it is. So many experts out there who are talking about how, from a scientific point of view, your cells pick up the energy of your thoughts and your emotions and respond accordingly. So at the beginning of this, I talked about the sun is shining today. I'm so excited to get outside because the sun is shining. I look for things that bring me joy, that make me feel happy, that make me feel the energies of love and excitement and satisfaction and, something to look forward to. Even when I was a little kid, I wouldn't get out of bed in the morning until I could think of something good that was going to happen that day. So if you are in that high vibration of love and joy, or even just satisfied, just enjoying the weather or enjoying that you have somebody to talk to today, or whatever it is that brings you joy, it's really hard for these things to attack your body when you're in that high vibration. So that is a really cool defense for your body, is to stay in that higher vibration. Love and joy cannot be in your body. Love and fear, rather, cannot be in your body at the same time. It's actually impossible. So when you're in love, when you're feeling joy, the fear just has no place. And that's how your cells respond with healing and vitality and all of that. So it's about staying in that high vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So that's easy to say.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do it? I mean,
it does take practice, I think. I mean, if you're okay, so turn off the TV.
Okay.
Don't turn off the radio. Yes, you need to know the basic information. Yes, you need to know that schools are closed or you can't go to the gym, but you don't need to listen to over and over and over again all of the fear, all of the this is happening, people are dying, this is happening, you don't need to hear that. You know that it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at it and say, okay, that's happening, that doesn't have to be me. And go out and find something, even if it's like a funny movie on TV or some craft that you absolutely love. I just saw the coolest thing today. They were taking bleach bottles, empty bleach bottles, cutting off the bottom of them, turning them upside down, painting a face on them, putting some hangers, some like ropes or chains, and then planting plants that looked like hair coming out of the top of it. And I thought, what a fun activity. And wouldn't those be fun to be hanging around your house or hanging on your front porch? So it's looking for something that makes you smile, that makes you feel good. And it does take practice. If you're used to being in that doom and gloom place, and we all go there sometimes, know that you have resources. There's things you can do, whether it's reaching out to a friend, looking for some conversation. Don't reach out to somebody who's going to tell you how horrible the world is. That's not a good place to go.
Oh, Mary, how is your business and what you do, how does that contribute to somebody rising in vibration?
My business is all about empowering people and helping them to know how incredibly powerful they are to heal themselves. So what I do is I work with getting rid of those negative energies of fear and abandonment and unworthy, that not good enough energy, and helping them to move into that place of, I got this. I know how to do this. I'm more powerful than I ever realized, and nothing is impossible.
So somebody who's dealing with, there's a lot of heavy energy out there. And today I've been excited to see on Facebook a lot of that vibration lifting. Yesterday as well, of just, hey, even as silly as show me the 7th picture on your phone, no matter how silly it is, type of thing. So there's a lot of that, hey, let's shift the vibration to something more positive. So I love what you're doing, but this is, you're a perfect person for someone to turn to who's just feeling that heaviness that's going on right now, and just saying, help me get a jump start out of it.
Right.
Okay.
And I can do that. I can help you delete some of that energy, and also remind you who you really are. That's my purpose. That's my goal.
Yeah, I want to shift over to Dagmar, because I have you two in the same box in my mind of the same type of level of healing. And then I'm going to switch over to the product side of it, and we'll intertwine the two there. Dagmar, the same type of question for you. How would you answer it?
Well, I'll give you a little bit bigger perspective on the whole thing, if you don't mind. I agree with Mary, by the way, but I also know that a part of our vibration isn't just our thoughts, but also our vibration is made up of all the unresolved experiences that we haven't fully processed. They're still part of our vibrational energy, okay? And that stuff, because it's made up of pain, is actually heavy in our energy field. So it keeps us very low in vibration. So there's only so much you can think yourself, only so high on the tone scale. So when you are, say, at a fear level of tone on the vibrational tone scale, say you think positive, you force yourself to think positively, which is sometimes impossible when you're in the low vibrations, right?
Absolutely.
And so, but say you force yourself trying to think positive, and you manage to pull yourself up 0.5 point. Okay. Or you get around positive people and you manage to pull yourself up a whole point, but it's nowhere near up high enough for you to rise out of that low vibration. So what I do for people is when you are in fear or in stress, I know for a fact you're connecting with some unresolved experience, no matter what is going on in your current situation. And I can help you heal that, which will actually push you up out of that space, okay? And you can look at the same exact situation completely differently because of that healing. And I've experienced this with myself. I've experienced it with my clients. You can be looking at a devastating situation that takes you to your knees, and you heal something that's underlying that. And you know what? You look at that same situation and it doesn't even faze you. I've experienced this more number of times than not.
So that's the quantum healing that you're talking about.
It's the what?
Quantum healing that you're talking about?
Yes, it's the quantum healing that focuses specifically on healing your unresolved experiences.
And that's what quantum healing means.
That's what the general term means, yes. Yeah.
Okay, just trying to clarify for somebody that's a brand new phrase for a lot of people. So,
well, I use the term quantum healing because it best describes what I do. But know that what I do is my own personal understanding of how the soul works, and combined with different, methods, I guess, to try to help you heal the underlying pain. Quantum healing really means, it's basically an energetic shift that you experience. Okay. The way I go about that is my own personal way of doing it. I may do a past life regression, you see what I'm saying? Or it has to do with present life. Or I may do some repairing of your soul while we're there. But the main focus is actually on healing those unresolved experiences, integrating them properly within your energy. And I don't get rid of anything. I don't delete anything. You don't want to lose your energy. You want to gain your energy back. And so when it's properly integrated with your energy, you actually transforming the pain into wisdom. So it becomes something different. It's no longer a reference point of pain in your soul. All right. And so it has a different energetic consistency, if you will. All right. Kind of like when you take water and you change it from, being frozen solid to all of a sudden being fluid, to all of a sudden being air evaporated, right? Completely different consistency, still the same thing. And that's the transformation within the soul that I make happen through what I do to help you rise in vibration, because as you heal this unresolved pain, you are becoming lighter. And I hear that from almost every person that does a healing with me, that they feel lighter afterwards.
So somebody who's feeling that weight right now of what's going on, or catches every gremlin that comes about, this is an area where they can really explore as to, hey, nothing else has worked. I want to go to a new level. And so you're a great person to turn to
Absolutely.
say, okay,
Yes.
I don't know about this stuff. Teach me about it. And let's see if we can change what the message is so it's not repeated every single cold and flu season.
Exactly. And so as you rise high in vibration, you have a different experience with the world.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we all do. It's right now the masses. And I mean, I'd like to throw out a question, perhaps more in general, about what is happening in the world from a spiritual or a bigger picture standpoint. Like, what do you guys think as to why the coronavirus is happening to us right now?
It's a pretty loaded question.
Yeah, on a spiritual level. Anybody have any ideas? I mean, I have some of my own thoughts on that, but I want to know what you guys think.
Well, the world has been full of fear for so long, and fear is such a low vibration that makes us susceptible. There's so many interesting things I could go into on that. In fact, that I have learned recently that the coronavirus itself is actually very fragile and can easily be destroyed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that it's only our low vibration of fear and panic that gives it a place to hold on to. So, what if we could just say, screw that. I'm not gonna go to that level. I'm not gonna be that fearful.
I'm gonna buy into that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy into that. And I know how to take care of myself. I know how to feed my body. I know how to, give my body what it needs, and my soul what it needs. And coronavirus doesn't have a chance.
John or Tracy, either one of you want to chime in on Dagmar's question?
Not really, no. I'm just listening. I just get educated here. This is something totally new for me.
Absolutely. Tracy, do you want to chime in on any of that? If you do, you're muted. Okay. And I'm not pressuring you to do so. That's a heavy question. And that's one that I encourage you on your webinar that you're doing, dive into it, because it's pretty loaded. Let's move over to Tracy. Are you there?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. So let's talk. I'm going to pull all of these together. Trust me. I'm going to eventually. Tracy, we haven't had anybody talk about essential oils on these calls that we've done yet. So chat with us about before somebody actually gets a cold or a flu or coronavirus, that the things that you can help them with, and the essential oils that you do, or any other area.
Yeah, so I guess one thing that I need to also just, say the disclaimer that oils are not used to diagnose and or give medical treatment, or I cannot say that they can prevent, right? Anything. But oils, one thing that's just really popping in my head right now is that oils each have a frequency, a vibrational frequency, and there are strategies. Some I haven't learned all of them yet, but one is called the vibrational raindrop technique, and it focuses on certain oils that affect your inner vibration. And I'd love to learn more about that and connect that to energy work, because that's one of the powers. Certain oil, like I have an oil right now in my pocket, and people will use oils like with babies that they don't want to up them, or worry about the concentration of the oil, and they'll just have them hold it. And the power of just the vibration. So right now a lot of the people that I'm supporting are doing using oils to as both internally and on their skin to kind of support the immune system in lots of different ways. And I specifically use Young Living oils because I trust their practices in terms of the quality of their oils and the purity. And so some of their supplements actually include oils, and the oils within the supplements actually increases the bioavailability. So we're hearing a lot right now about vitamin C being something that really supports your body. Well, a vitamin C with essential oils added, the uptake of that vitamin C, there's some research out there to show that you're gonna get more of that vitamin C with essential oils in the supplement. And so things like that to support immune system, and also oils. We do a lot of oils on our feet at bedtime as preventative. We start in August with that, and pretty much continue it through late spring. We don't worry about it as much in the summer, but definitely that's something we have been doing way before this.
So, one of the things that we do in our home, I believe in essential oils as well. We do use a different brand, neither one way or another about any brands from my perspective, but we use essential oils in a diffuser so that when we feel a cold coming on or it's cold and flu season, we have them going. We have a cocktail of them that we use at the same time in a diffuser. Do you recommend using a diffuser in the home, and what types of things do you recommend putting in it? What types of oils?
Yeah, so I have 2 diffusers going right now. My son has a little bit of some sinus congestion, so I have one going with in the area where he's working on his homework, some eucalyptus oils, myrtle oil, and I actually am sitting here next to my office with a blend of oils in my diffuser. So yeah, we've got 2 going right now. The oil that I have in my diffuser is a blend, and it's titled Hope. So it's Melissa oil, juniper oil, myrrh, and black spruce. And I thought, the last few days have been stressful for me, and I thought I needed a little hope this morning. And I thought this call would be a source of hope, and then I have this oil going.
Yeah, I'll keep it going. I know we use
both from the standpoint of emotional support. Go ahead.
I was just saying we use a blend of Melaleuca, sage, I think it is, On Guard or Breathe from the brand that we use, and a little lemon to go in there as well. So.
And probably the most popular one with Young Living is the Thieves blend.
Yep, exactly.
Which is similar to the On Guard with cloves, and cinnamon, and citrus. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know it works in that my kids would laugh at me about having it going, but then when they would feel a cold coming on, they'd come up to me and say, "Mom, can you put that stuff together, the smell?" And one of my kids did not like the smell at all, but he liked how he felt afterwards. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I think remedies are really good to talk about. I want to move over to John. John, you have a supplement product that you represent. Can you tell us a little bit about it and what it does for somebody before the gremlins hit them?
Did you watch the webinar by chance?
I did not get a chance to watch the webinar, but why don't you tell people about it?
Okay, yeah, it's what it is. It's a vitamin-like compound that was discovered just recently, and it took them about 15 years to discover it. And the guy that did it was a scientist by the name of Joe Aarons. He's a two-time Nobel Prize winner. And what this vitamin does is just it's pretty simple. It's just it's something that was depleted from the diet years ago, and because of the way they process foods and the way food is produced today, it just makes it almost impossible to get the right vitamins. So what this vitamin does, it actually manages inflammation and manages your immune system, and that it gets rid of the inflammation and then builds your immune system up to where your body will heal itself. And the old saying is, if you put the right nutrition in your body, it will heal itself. That's basically what it is. It's just very simple.
Okay, so it's just something that you would be taking on a regular basis to.
Yeah, I mean, if you take it from if you have an issue, you have something that's wrong with you, you take it. You load up. You take maybe 4 to 6 a day for 3 or 4 days, and then you go back to your normal two capsules a day. And it's just a maintenance. Is all it is.
Okay. Okay.
It actually works.
Okay, that's
What's
awesome.
the name of this?
Valentis, V as in Victor, A
Well,
L.
the name of the vitamin is Imulin.
Okay.
Right, but the company he represents, and excuse my dog barking, is Valentis. That's V as in Victor, ALENTUS, and Imulin is spelled EMULIN.
And well, Valentis has numerous products, and they're all do what they say they're going to do. But I put that out there because of what's going on with the coronavirus.
Sorry, I keep trying to mute myself because my dog, evidently with the kids being out, somebody's walking past the front of our house. So, and I am doing this call from my home office. So apologies for that, guys. So we've talked about the things that we can do for prevention. And what I'm seeing here is that there's an intertwining of that it's not, I don't believe that there's a one thing that people should be doing. I think that there's an intertwining of it because we have 8 dimensions of wellness, from physical body, emotional body, financial, occupational, spiritual, social, environmental, and I'm forgetting something over here. But there's all kinds of different things that we could be doing to support ourselves. And so what I'm seeing on this call is there's an intertwining. You know, John has a supplement product, and that's something that, supplements can help boost up your immune system, and that's a good way to go. But at the same time, there's other things going on. That does not take away the fear and the panic that could be going on out in the marketplace, or the protection for the rest of the family and other people. So I see the essential oils, and I see the work that Dagmar does and the work that Mary does as absolutely working together here as something to help support our own lives. But let's shift here to what happens after. So somebody wakes up, they have a fever, they have a cold going on, they don't know what it is. There's definitely some fear in this day and age that could be going on of like, oh gosh, did I get it? Oh my gosh, did I get it? What kinds of things can we do to support that? And I want to start with Tracy. So essential oils, we talked about, prevention ahead of the fact, but what about after? What would you recommend, the same course of action to go with the essential oils, or make a shift or a change? What would you be recommending to someone? And this is, again, not diagnosing.
Yeah, so it can depend on really what your symptoms are. But there are certain things that kind of apply in general when we're talking about supporting, sinus infections, lung infections, throat infections. And some of this that I'm going to share is actually from, it's called the Life Science Essential Oils Desk Reference Guide.
Okay.
And what they say, some of the oils they recommend are Ravenstara.
Okay.
Ravensara,
Yep.
cypress, peppermint, thyme, Laurus nobilis, hyssop, oregano. We go through a lot of oregano.
Yeah, we do too.
I feel like it's the after. I call it my after oil.
Yeah, that's the oil I use, not sage. And thank you for saying it out loud because I couldn't think of what it was.
Yeah. Eucalyptus blue,
Mhm.
Eucalyptus radiata,
Mhm.
which is sometimes just called tea tree, rosemary, clove, and mountain savory.
Okay. Thank you for those. Now, I'm going to put a caution out here for everyone. So if you're watching this and you're feeling this and you're writing down quickly the things that the types of oils to go in, do not rush out to your grocery store and buy them. Tracy, can you address that real quick as to why I might say that?
Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of visiting a farm of Young Livings and seeing their being involved and seeing their harvesting process and the purity and the amount of testing that they do. There's really no regulation in the industry, and so you want to go with someone who does third-party testing, who guarantees sort of beyond organic practices, purity, who will let you come see their farms, all that kind of thing. So there's really only a couple companies that fall under that category.
I have a thing I'd like to contribute to that, if I may.
Absolutely.
Also, one of the things that I find, having gone through my own health issues along the way, is that it's really important to perhaps muscle test yourself, ask your body what your body wants and needs, because a specific oil may work for one person better than it works for you, or
Right.
you may find that you're actually allergic to something, so you don't want to buy something that you're actually allergic to. So I find that working with your higher self and with your body in terms of muscle testing, or if you know how to use the pendulum or talk to your spirit, to test each product that you might use is really important. That's how I've done things. And things can change from day to day in terms of what your body needs too.
Mhm.
So I always test myself on everything I ever take. And I find things that work for me may not work for someone else, or someone else's stuff may not work for me. It all depends on what your body wants.
So, and Mary, I know you probably do muscle testing or pendulum as well. So are both of you available to be able to help someone? Could they hire you to teach them how to muscle test and how to use a pendulum?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I actually have a, if you go to my website under services, you will see an essential oil reading that I do, because I work a lot with essential oils, and I actually tune into your body ahead of time before you get on the call with me and ask your body what it wants, how much it wants, how it wants to be used, whether internally or externally or aromatically, and give you a whole spectrum of possibilities. And it's like, for right now, what does your body want? It might change next month, but for right now, this is what your body wants. So you can actually order that from me and get that whole reading. But I do use a pendulum, and I do use muscle testing, and energy has no limits. So you don't even have to be on the phone with me for that.
So I want to address the viewer here. If you were watching this and muscle testing and the pendulum is something that you are not familiar with, and you've not had an introduction to it, you've never tried it before, before you poo-poo the idea of that just sounds like it's really kind of out there pretty far, I really recommend you try it, because I know I do muscle testing. I was taught how to do muscle testing a number of years ago. And I do muscle testing on a lot of decisions that I do. And if nothing else, it gives me the peace of mind of I'm making the right decisions. But there's something to this, and absolutely give it a whirl. And, we've got a couple of people here on the call that can absolutely help you. Okay, back to you.
I teach that too. So that's something that's in my dosing class.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
And I help people in that sense too. And I can help you also figure out perhaps what's going on with you with that, or what it is how it wants to be supported, what your body needs. Does it want to be supported from the soul level, from the physical level, from both sides, et cetera, et cetera. Yes.
You know, one of the things that I've learned, let me back up a step, is that 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, when I launched You Define Wellness, my company, and I didn't introduce myself on this call really too much other than the very intro, but we have a network of health and wellness professionals. And when I decided to go down this road, remember, in my intro, I said I'm a reformed insurance agent. I was absolutely corporate USA. I was not into other paths, although I had started straying away from it when traditional Western medicine failed me a number of times. And so I got into a lot of this with a lot of skepticism, definitely coming in with a corporate USA attitude. And I will tell you that in the past 4 years, my mind has been blown away as I've tried various modalities and stepping outside of my comfort zone to say, I want to learn more about this, and that there really is something to it. And I know Dagmar took me on a past life regression, which I will tell you I absolutely did not believe in beforehand, and had some amazing insight that what I've been learning over the past 4 years is your body has the answers. You just need help pulling them out sometimes.
Yes.
And then finding the tools that work for you. And I'm not, or including using essential oils and aromatherapy and using the right supplements that are for you as well. So I just had to put that out there as well. Fantastic.
I'd like to perhaps give out some pointers from a physical standpoint of support of the body, of things that I've learned along the way, is that one of the things, and a lot of people suffer from this because of the gastrointestinal problems we have today with all the chemicals and things, that in fact, most of us could be producing actually low hydrochloric acid, which is the stomach acid with which we consume food, but we also kill things that don't belong in our body with it. And when you had a very low production of your hydrochloric acid, I found out through my own experience, you know, it's like your first defense. And so when you don't have it, you know, everything can enter your body, viruses, funguses, you know, bacteria, I mean, all sorts of stuff. And the one thing that I found that works for me very well in terms of increasing the production of my hydrochloric acid is a mix of ginger, lemon. I use actually carrot in a juicer and an apple with it, okay? But ginger, lemon, and sea salt in combination that actually help you produce more hydrochloric acid over time.
You know, thank you for mentioning that, because that's something I wanted to bring up as well. You know, again, I'm going back to, I'm a reformed insurance agent, guys, so I am not a medical professional by any means, but we did a video series about 2 years ago on the colds and the gremlins with You Define Wellness providers, and you can find all of those videos on my YouTube channel. Just search for You Define Wellness. That's with a Y-O-U. And one of the professionals in the video gave me a recipe that I have put out there that we keep in frozen ice cubes in our freezer for whenever we need it. And it is a ginger lemon tea. And it is the easiest thing to fix in that we literally chop up ginger root, skin and all, quarter lemons and squeeze them in. And I don't have any proportions. It's just, here's a bunch of ginger root, here's a bunch of lemons, it's to taste. Put in a dash of cayenne on the top of it, boil it for 10 minutes, strain it, and freeze it in ice cubes, so that we literally have a bag of these ginger lemon ice cubes in our freezer. I put them in my water bottles. I'll plop one in, and it's very concentrated, so at least what the mixture I make, so that I know I have to add water to it, but I can just heat it up on the stove and then put it in a cup with a little honey for flavor. And I will tell you, I'm surviving on it right now with my cold, that when I feel the scratchy throat, I will drink them. And I'm not an expert to tell you what the healing properties are of ginger, lemon, cayenne, or honey, but they're there. And it's a very easy remedy to have on hand. It just makes you feel so good. And next thing I know, I can function. And so when I get that scratchy throat or congestion, I'm on that tea. So yeah, thanks, Dagmar.
I have to add one more thing to your recipe. Add some thyme, just the herb thyme.
Really?
I've been using that for 30 years. Ginger, lemon, and thyme. Thyme is very healing for the lungs and congestion.
Oh, yeah.
And it's antibacterial and antiviral. And so boil some thyme in there as well, and you'll be amazed at how fast that can help you feel better.
And I think these are all good things to know about.
I actually have something that I found. Oh gosh, I gotta share this with you guys. It's an actual herb tea that I gotta look up the name because it's Latin. I have it in my cupboard, but it's an awesome tea for like colds and for coughing, for lung stuff. Because I remember one time we went to the Czech Republic on a visit, and my son had a cold and was coughing really profusely. And we were gonna rent this little cottage home from this woman, older woman, you know, out in the woods, you know, in this little cottage, and it's so cute. Anyway, so she saw my son coughing and hacking on. She runs outside in the backyard, right? Pulls out some kind of plant and picks it and puts it in a cup and puts some water on top of it, gives it to my son, and he stopped coughing immediately.
Wow. Now, it's only available in the Czech Republic?
No, you can get it here. I'm going to run real quick, and I'm going to get out of my cupboard to look up the name of it. Hang on.
Okay.
I got another really amazing story using the oils, Tracy. So I know you talked about the raindrop technique. It's basically that same idea of, I had my son who was in college, came home for Christmas with this really bad cold. And he always gets these respiratory things really bad. And it got so bad that he couldn't keep anything down. He would cough so much that he'd be vomiting constantly. And it was just, you know, he was practically breaking ribs. It was ridiculous. And I finally convinced him to let me use the oils on his spine. And so he laid down on my bed. He hadn't slept for like 3 or 4 days. He lay down on my bed, and I used a combination of oils, which again, I muscle tested to find out which ones, but I'm sure things like oregano and On Guard and peppermint and eucalyptus and different oils were in there. And you just drop like 3 drops, use a carrier oil like coconut oil or something to massage it so that it goes up the spine and out to the nerves and muscles, one after the other. He fell asleep while I was doing this, woke up like 3 hours later, and the cough was completely gone.
Wow. Yeah.
It was like he couldn't believe it himself, you know. It's like he was still hoarse and scratchy, but the cough was gone.
Wow. That's
so
good,
really powerful.
It also depends where you're putting it on your body, and that's what you're saying. So absolutely. Dagmar, what's the tea?
Okay, hang on just 1 second here. I'm trying to look something up for a second.
Okay. So while Dagmar is looking for that, let's go into the wind up here. John, any last thoughts that you want to add?
Yeah, watch the website, look at the video and everything, and I think you'll find it very interesting what the vitamin can do. Like I'm a simple kind of person. I'm 71 years old and I have no aches, no pains, nothing's wrong with me. I've never been to the doctor, so I mean it works.
It's awesome. That's awesome.
It's all the things that you guys are talking about are very amazing. It's all new to me. But I'm like I said, I'm a simple person, so I stick to what I do. But if you could you put your email address back on chat?
You bet.
I must have wrote it down wrong because I didn't get it.
And John, can you put your link? I'm sure you have your own personal link to the website.
Yes, I do.
Can you put that in the chat?
Okay. Tracy, any last thoughts?
No, thank you for doing this. It's very helpful for me as well. I have been muscle tested, but have not learned how to do it myself. And so with now being home, I thought this is when I need to learn it. And I've seen the pendulum. So it's very exciting to come together as practitioners because we are constantly learning from each other as well. So I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mary, last thoughts?
No, just go out there and find something that makes you smile today. And turn off the
Thank you.
TV.
Thank you. I like that. Smile at someone else who looks heavy and emotionally heavy. Dagmar, last thoughts, and did you find the tea?
Yes, yes, I did. So it's actually yarrow.
Mm.
Yarrow. Can you
Oh,
read it?
yarrow. Yarrow. Yeah, I've heard of yarrow root.
Yarrow.
Mhm.
No, I don't think it's root. It's actually
root.
the flower and the, I don't know,
Okay.
leaves, whatever.
Okay.
But I bought this online, and it definitely does the cough and sinus and all that stuff. It's antibacterial, antiviral, all that good jazz.
Okay.
I also have another one that's actually interesting one too. It's Cistus incanus has become quite popular. I don't know if you can, is it backwards when you look
No,
at it?
it's good.
Right side? Okay. So this is also very antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. It actually kills the film in your gut. If you have a film that usually builds up that has a lot of the candida and virus stuck in there, it actually, this is the only thing that'll actually dissolve it and get rid of it.
Okay.
And so you can do some amazing stuff with antiviral, antibacterial, you know, teas and herbs and all kinds of stuff, you know.
Awesome. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share the You Define Wellness website. If you can take a look at it here. Let's get rid of my toolbars and the bookmarks bar. You guys don't need to see all of that. I forgot to do that ahead of time. But one of the reasons why I'm sharing the You Define Wellness website is because there's a ton of resources on here, including a healthy living library with literally over 100 videos of health and wellness professionals, in fact, some of them who are on this call today. But the other thing is I want to point out our provider directory. And the provider directory for You Define Wellness is accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world. Three of the providers on this call, Tracy, Dagmar, and Mary, are also in our network. So if you want to reach out to any of them, just put their names here in the contact box, and you will find their profile with their contact information. You can actually contact them through our website as well. But while you're there, if there's something that's going on in your world that you want more help with, you can just search by need or city or state and be able to find people who can help you out with whatever it is that's going on with all of you. So I thank you all for watching this video and being a part of it. I thank you guys for participating and giving some really great ideas. And this will be housed on our YouTube channel and the You Define Wellness website as well. And all of you are welcome to use it however you wish. So just feel free to share it out there. But for those watching again, thank you. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing these holistic health decisions every single month. And this is the first one that we're launching. We decided to launch a little premature just to cover the colds, the flus, and coronavirus. But every single month we'll be talking about a specific subject and bringing in health and wellness professionals of various modalities, from nutrition, life coaching, financial, you name it. We're going to be bringing people together so that we can have conversations to help you. And you can find those events on the You Define Wellness Facebook page, as well as on Meetup if we have a Meetup in your area. So with that being said, thank you. We hope to see you on another one of our videos.